Good morning, and thank you for joining us for REDCap, Practical Project Creation. I'm Aretha Lafayette, Program Manager for Research Education Program Development and Outreach in the Office of Research and Innovation, and I will serve as your MC for today's session. Please allow me to introduce today's presenter, Justin Mpanga. Justin is a Clinical Data Specialist 3 with expertise in REDCap, Power BI, and data science roles. He excels in managing and analyzing complex healthcare data for clinical research. Mpanga's proficiency in REDCap ensures accurate and efficient data collection and integration. He leverages Power BI to create insightful dashboards and reports for data visualization. Justin holds a bachelor's degree in biology and a master's degree in bioinformatics from the University of Missouri, Kansas City. He is passionate about contributing to science and driving positive change through data-driven decision-making. Justin, you have the virtual floor.
Thank you. Okay, now I am sharing my screen. Usually, whenever you're starting with REDCap, you'll have to log in. But I was already logged in, so I'll just proceed from here. This is the very first page that you land on whenever you log in into REDCap. I also shared a link, and Aretha can share that link in the chat. So basically, this is the first page you land on, and it just tells you a bit about REDCap and all the features not all the features, basically, some of the features on REDCap. They'll be down here. And then my project, that's where you have all the projects that you created or other projects that you are a part of. And this new project, it's where you create a project. I'll come back to this tab later on. And here it's basically if you have any questions before you even go to the REDCap admin, you can just ask, check if they have answered your question here just by typing a keyword, let's say like piping. And you see, for instance, here, there's like 3 questions, and maybe your question might be answered down here. And then down here, it's also an important source. I would advise if it's your first time using REDCap, you go down here to just read, watch the videos to see. You can choose the videos that you need for your project or just watch everything, and it will help you to just get started with REDCap. And then the send it function, it's basically a feature that allows you to send files securely. So what you do, it's basically, you will put the email of the recipient, and then these are optional. You can add those and then select your file that you want to share. And you can also receive a confirmation that shows that, okay, this person has downloaded the form that you sent to them. And this is pretty much what you will see on whenever you open your REDCap. Going back to creating a project, the first thing you do is you place a title of your project. For this, I'll just say presentation. And then for clinical studies, you will be selecting research. And once you click on research, you put the name, can be John. And then last name can be Doe. And you can put the email. Basically, you're just filling out this form with all the information that it's asking. And you select down here, you can specify what your research will be. Will it be just basic or bench research? Will it be a clinical research study? You just select down here whatever option goes with the study that you'll be conducting. And down here it's optional, but you can put the description of the project, like what the project is about and what data you'll be collecting. You can write those down here. And then the project creation option, we have 3 options. And then starting from scratch, like basically an empty project, that's like by default. And then you have another option where you can upload a file. And with this, if I, for instance, I click on that, I can upload a file and then click create. It creates the REDCap for me. I'll hold on to that. Another option is selecting from the templates down here. So we can select something like this. And then we click on create. The REDCap project will be created. Now, for the sake of the presentation, I'll just select practice and then start from scratch. So it will take you to this page. Basically, it's the setup page. In other forms, it can be used as a checklist. But so the first thing we can do is, okay, will we be using surveys in this study? If it's yes, you leave it as is. If not, you can close that. But I will be using surveys, so I'll click enable. And then if you want to modify the title of the project or the name of the project, you can click on here. And if everything looks good, you save all the changes you made. But before even designing a study, I would advise to already assign, like create all the user rights. So the option I can start with is creating roles. Basically, in a study, we will have a PI. I'll create that. And then with the PI, I can say what data they'll be able to access. I can give them full access to. So I select what they will have access to. They can create and edit stuff. And also they can rename records, delete records. And I can also give them the locking and unlocking privileges. And let me create that. And then we might have our research assistants in a study. We do the same thing. We do not want them to be able to access our user rights, so we leave it as is. They can distribute surveys. Yes, we can leave that checked. They can access the calendar. We can deny them the right to see all the stats or the charts. And they can access the file repo. We can leave that on. And then they can create record for data collection, but we deny them the privilege to rename record or delete record. So we leave it as is. Okay, and then I can create the role. We can add another one. Let's say a research coordinator. Okay, we can give them the privilege to design, and then they can distribute. Can say they can receive alerts, but we can also deny them the privileges to rename records or delete records. And that's it. So once the roles are created for your study, we can assign the roles. Basically, what we do, it's for instance, my name, I'll be Justin. So that's me. I'll assign myself one of the roles. I would say I'm a PI. And then my name will fall beside the role that I assigned myself, which is a PI. I can add a user. So adding a new user, you just click on the box which is next to add a user. And then I'll just add the user. Okay. And I can do the same and assign that user the role of a research assistant. Okay, so there we have it. We know the PI. Basically, if we give them this role of a PI, these are the privileges that they will have. If we give them the role of a research assistant, these are the privileges that they will have. And then we can set when this study their access to the project can expire. We can do this by the time, let's say, data collection ends, and that can be, can say in 2026. And then we save that. And then it will basically, after this date, they won't be able to access this project. And then after we are done with creating roles and assigning members to those roles, we can go ahead and create our project. Okay. And then we are back at the project setup page. Down here, we can create an online designer. Basically, you design the instrument. But let's go back in. Okay. So I will enable surveys like I did. And then online designer, basically start from scratch. This form comes out. This is the first form. You can edit the name of the form. It says form 1 by choosing instrument actions. You just click on there, you rename to what you want. It can be like interest. Form. Okay, we save. And then within this form, we can add multiple fields. And I'm going to show how to use, let's say, smart variables, piping, action tags, field embedding, and other special functions. So with the record ID, you cannot delete this field. You can only edit it however you want to. Let's say I want it to be like a patient ID. That's all I can do, but I can't edit it. I cannot delete it. So with adding a field, basically click on add a field, and then you click on the field type drop down, and then you select out of all these options. Like for this, I'll select a text box. We can say a second. We can, here to be basically the question, the field label, what's your first name. And then with the variable, we have to make sure it's a lowercase, no space. And then you put no space. If I have to click anywhere, REDCap will correct it with an underscore, or you can do it by yourself, just type an underscore. And then we shouldn't have uppercase letters on here. Once we do that, we click anywhere else, REDCap will correct that. And then now, knowing a person's name is an identifier, we have to click to make sure we click that, yes, this is an identifier. And will it be required? You can click yes on that. And for just to know about identifiers, I've also included a guidance, a link, and Aretha will share that with us shortly. Okay, and then we click save. We can do the same for the person's last name. We can either add the new field or since we have the first name, I can copy that. And all I do is just edit. I'm sorry. I click on the pencil icon, and then I change that last name, and all the settings from the previous field will be replicated here. I don't have to check anything. We know name, it's an identifier, and it will be required the last name. So I'll save that. Okay. And then another option, we can create an instrument, a field basically, that asks when a person was born. It's the same. It's the same. You follow the same steps. You have to make sure you select the right option down here, but we'll keep the same option. And then, sorry, let's see, when is your birthday? Say birthday. And then we can add validation to make sure, like, okay, the format everyone will be using is this. And then we can put basically the minimum and maximum age that we want. The maximum, we want a person to be at least 18 years old. What we can do, the day of today, it's March 28. Okay, sorry, that will be on the maximum. So it'll be March 28. And that will be 2006. Okay. And we can also add an action tag that specifies how the age will be formatted. And I can select a placeholder. And this here will explain to you how to use this placeholder. By clicking, like by checking this part here, it says you put the @ placeholder equal to whatever you want it to be equal to. And you click add, it will be added on here. Just edit it, equal. You use the quotations, and then what I want the format to be, it's month, day, and year. And then I'll update that and save. So this will be helping whoever's filling out the survey to see, okay, this is the format they want for me to place in them. Okay. And then another option, basically we can select a multiple choice by asking them, like, hey, what's your sex at birth? It's a multiple choice. With multiple choice, you put the options down below: female, male, female, and then male. You can code this by saying 1 for female, and then 2 for male. Or REDCap can do all of that for you. You do not even have to. You just have to click elsewhere on this form, and then REDCap will do it for you. And then again, the variable name, don't forget that. Will this be required? Yes. Is this an identifier? No, it's not. But let's say study will be recruiting 10 participants, and one of them is only one female participant will be recruited. Then for that situation, I'd say this is actually an identifier, because if you click on the female, if, for instance, the female chooses to be, okay, yes, I'm a female in this study, and then this data goes out. Whenever a person clicks on female, they'll know who that person is, since it's only one female in the study. And that will be best situation still for whenever we choose identifiers. Names, of course, the identifiers, name, social security number, phone number, email, and the list goes on. And the link shared can help us with that. Okay. And then here we can add another field using smart variables. Basically, smart variables, if you click on that, it shows you we can use those for calculated fields, conditional logic, and also piping. Basically, that's where we can use these smart variables. And here we can select, let's say, a calculated field. We want to know a person's age based on their birthday. Said we age. Since it's a calculated field, I can leave these here as. And then I want to know the formula. You can click on special function, it will help you. They have some options here. They'll tell you, like, for instance, you want to know the number of days. This is the formula. You want to calculate a person's age based on their birthday, and this is the formula down below. So that's the one I will copy. You can type it or just copy. So once I click on there, but one thing to know, it's to replace the date of birth to the name of the variable you used in this study or in this project. So, for instance, I used birthday, and then down here to show whether your formula is correct or not. And then with that, we update, and then we save. Now we have a calculated field. It's based on, we can check the equation. It's based on our birthday. And then once a person, let's say, inserts that, we click anywhere. Sorry. Let's do open another field. Okay. Let's try and add the records to see what will happen. Let's say a person was born today, their age is 0. And if they were born in 2006, they are 18 years old. So it's working the way it's supposed to work. Okay.
Awesome. Justin, would this be a good time to jump in with a question?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So Janet has a question that says, if you choose checkboxes because you need selection of multiple options, can you generate a report that only shows the selected checkboxes?
Yes. So to create reports, on REDCap, basically you go onto reports and then you create a new report. You can name it whatever you want to. So report. Okay. And you can set it to what you want. And then here, let's see a field that has 2 choices. All right. Okay. Okay, let's just. Okay, if there was records in this, so basically if you want to show a report of selected answers, right? That's the question they asked. Can you repeat the question?
Yes. Yes, I can repeat it. She's asking, can you generate a report that only shows the selected checkboxes?
Yes.
And that, Justin, just to clarify, it would need to be the option with the multiple checkboxes. If it's just a single answer, I know you could just get the single answer, but if it's multiple checkboxes, say you're asking for ethnicity, and they check Hispanic and Caucasian. Usually when I do that, everything in my drop-down menu shows either checked or unchecked, and it would be really helpful if I could generate a report that only displayed the checked items.
Oh, okay, I see. Let's go to designer real quick. And then that option would be check multiple boxes. Let's say we're asking for race. Okay, another way of creating a field would be by adding a matrix. So far I've used adding just a field and then we select the options down here. Another one will be like a matrix. So with this, you can add an optional text, basically saying what these questions will be about. And then with a matrix, you will have to have like the same choices for all the answers. And let's say it's yes, it's a yes or no question. Yes or no question. Okay, and then your questions will be down here. Let me give a few examples. So all the questions will go down here. And then the variable names, just like whenever you're adding a single instrument, a single field, sorry. So it will just be lowercase, no space. And then no space again. And then do the same, underscore, no space again. And you can click on whether this will be required or not. And then the group name, you can just select whichever one you want, more information. Lowercase again. And then we save that. This is what we show. Okay. And then we can use some, let's say, field embedding and piping. For field embedding, basically you're just using square bracket. Sorry, for piping, you're using square bracket, and then you can call whatever variable you would use before. Let's say name, it's first name. First name. So it will be I, first name. Okay. Let's say you just put the name of the variable, interest, and then we save that. So this is how it looks for piping. You just use the square bracket, and then let's say we are recording data. How will that look like? Let's say I put first name, and then it will show me A calling the name, the first name that I added down here. So that's what happens whenever you use piping. And then field embedding. Field embedding, you are using, instead of the square bracket, we are using the curly brackets. And then we call the variable that we want. Okay, so let's say first name. What will happen is this first name will be, this question will be hidden on the survey. We won't see it. However, we can add the name down here. Instead of up there, the question is hidden. It's now embedded elsewhere in this survey or in this form. Okay. And for action tags, we can go back again. Let's say calculated field. we do not want everyone to be seeing this calculated field. So we can again go back to action tags. There are many, and also explains what each action tag does. So let's say we want to hide. So there are many hidden. So with this one, you basically hide it from the survey page, the entry, data entry form, and also the mobile app. But if you just want it hidden, like the question to be hidden on the mobile app, you can do that here. And then if you want it hidden from the data collection form, you can use this here. And then from the PDF that will be printed or exported, we use hidden dash PDF. If it will be hidden from the survey, you just use hidden and then slash survey. There are others such as they are more like calculate debt, to perform calculation of adding or subtracting, but it will be based on the debt. There'll be like a default. Basically, it keeps a default value. Let's say, and all the explanation are here. Basically, you can just put a default value in the field. Whenever the field, like the previous field, you use default plus piping, and then it will pull data from the previous field, and then it will default it. Basically, somebody responding will not have to add that information because you already piped that information in that specific field. Let me race a little bit with time.
Justin, while you're adjusting, may I ask another question that's in the chat? Another great question. Okay, this question is about the calculated fields. It says, will the calculated field appear to the person completing the survey?
Yes, they will appear, but if you don't want them to appear, all you do is click on that calculated field and then go to the action tag. And then, like I said, you can select hidden. If you don't want it on the survey, you can just add that. If you don't want it on the PDF or other form, like the PDF that will be downloaded or the form, the data entry form, so you select whichever one you want down here. But if you don't want it anywhere, then we can hide and save. So that's H. If we try and load, it's hidden from this form.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you for that explanation. I think she got it. I was just misunderstanding. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay. And then another quick thing that I'll do is branching. For instance, down here, we can branch. We do not want those who say they are male to answer a question whether they're pregnant or not. So with branching, you can either just type here. Again, we are using the square bracket, and the name of the variable. Let's say pregnant. Pregnant. And then we say it's equal to, we coded pregnant, yes to be 1. So if they say yes, they're pregnant, this question will pop up. If they say no, it will not. Another option, we can just click, which is the easiest one. We just click on the drag and drop. We go to, drag and drop. We go to sex, When sex is female, that question will show. Okay, and then we do the same for gestational diabetes. Sex is female, and this question will show. And if we try again, we see all the questions are gone until we select female. The question will show. All right, and then if, let's say, you want to have your participant upload an ID to verify their identity, there's another option to upload a file. You can upload a file and then just say file upload. Upload. And we can say, yes, it's an identifier. Yes, it's required. And then we save that. How does it look like down here? They'll have this option to upload a file. Okay. Okay, there are other features here that I'll go in real quick. So for instance, dashboards. Let me create a quick new REDCap. Okay. I will use the templates. And this is for dashboards. Okay, so all we have to do is to click on dashboards and then create a new dashboard. Report. You can select whether you want all the users or just specific number of users. We can select that down here. I want all the users in the project. And use this use wizard. It makes your life easier. But if you want to design the dashboard, let's say for it to look good, we can click on the wizard. And then down here, you want, let's say, a pie chart. You click on that. A pie chart for what? Let's say for race. And then if that's what you want, you just copy, you close, and then paste. And then we can do the same for another type of visual you want, a bar chart for gender. And then that's what I need, copy and paste. I can use another, let's say I just want a stats table for what? For ethnicity, that's what I want. I'll copy, close, and paste. And then the last thing, I need a scatter plot for, let's say, height. That's what I need. I copy again, and then paste. And then I can just save the dashboard and then view it. See, so your dashboard is organized based on what you want to see. And with data entry to be updating automatically, you don't have to click anywhere. And for alert and notification, again, you go to alert and notification, you create a new alert, and then you can name it if it's an adverse event. You want to receive this alert. Let's say if condition, and it can be when this form is filled, can say when it's filled and it's completed with completed status only, or when it's saved with any status. That's when the alert will be triggered. And then depending on how your form is designed, let's say they say, yes, they experience an adverse event, you use that. And this option, I can just, again, we use piping, the 2 square bracket, the name of the variable, let's say it's age. If that was, let's say, a person who is older than, that's just an example. A person that's older than 65, that would be an adverse event. So you save, that's the logic when this form is saved with any status, or it's saved whenever it's complete. And a person is older than 65, or a person said, yes, they have experienced an adverse event, then send me a notification like immediately. It can be just once. And then where will this go? You can select members of the group, like the email list will be longer. Let's say you want it gone to your PI. That's the one you select. You select your PI. And then the subject, adverse event, you can type there. And then after all that is done, we save. I'm just missing. Okay, now we have an alert. So every time all these conditions are met, the PI will receive a notification. And then now data import and export. So we can create a report down here, like the REDCap basically create a report like I was saying. You just follow the instruction, the name of the report, and then what you want to see on the report. Let's say we just want to see race and gender. Group report. Let's save that. The report can be generated in however form you want it to be. Like you can include as many variables as you want. And then you can only select, let's say you want to see the stats, the visuals. You can click on either show stats only, show plots only, and also show plots and stats. You can click on that. And then exporting data, all you can do is click on export. Let's click on export, and you select the format, how you want it to be exported. You can say as a CSV file with labels. And then you can now select to remove all identifiers. You can hash the record ID. You can mark to remove all the free form text. You can select basically to make sure you do not send out identified information. And then once you click on export, you just download this, and then your data is exported onto your device. Now, importing is different. That would even require another presentation. And these are just the things that researchers use the most. Another one, it's like if you want to use an API, you can request that from the REDCap team. You can create that, and then the REDCap team will give you the API, but that again will be for another time. Let me just show a quick example of uploading a consent form, an IRB approved consent form onto REDCap. So what you do first is click on create an instrument, and then you name the instrument. And once that instrument is created, you can click on that instrument to add the fields. And for adding the consent form, what you do, you select, again, you click on the field type, select the descriptive text, and then you can name it to be consent form, and upload the PDF or file you downloaded from Cayuse with a stamp. And then once you upload that, let's say, once you upload that file, you'll have the option to click on in place PDF and then save that. Now your approved consent form is on REDCap. And all you can do now is just adding more fields. Once you add fields to record all this information that you want, let's say a participant's name, signature, the researcher's name and also signature, as well as their date, the dates. You can add fields to record this information. And yeah, due to time, I think we can stop here. If you have any questions, basically you can reach out to me or the REDCap team. But most importantly, if you check the REDCap interface, you'll see the helpful icons all over the place. Like here, if you click, it's a video that's showing you how to use this tab. Another one will be helping you with, let's say, piping, using smart variables, action tags, field embedding, special functions. So you just have to click on one of these icons and REDCap will help you. And another helpful thing will be this help. Here, once you click on it, it takes you again to the help page where you can put in a keyword and you can search. And you can also watch the tutorial videos. And those, again, at the very start, whenever you log in, you can click and watch those videos. Yeah, for now, this will be information. And in the future, we can have another presentation just for a specific topic on REDCap. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Justin. And thank you to everyone for joining us today. We appreciate you for taking the time, Justin, to share your expertise with us. And audience, please take a moment to scan our QR codes to join us on social media, And more importantly, please take a moment to scan the QR code and share your feedback with us. We really value your feedback and use that to determine how we can better plan for presenting to you. Please take a moment to do that, and we look forward to hearing from you. Otherwise, we thank you for your time and have a wonderful rest of your day. We will hang around for a minute if there are a few questions. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful rest of your day.